Hidden deep within the Canadian Rockies lies a place so breathtaking and so mysterious that few will ever truly experience it. A tiny island surrounded by turquoise waters, encircled by snow-capped peaks, and shrouded in sacred legend. This is Spirit Island, one of the most photographed and most protected places in Canada. You can see it, but you can't touch it. On the 7th day of a journey through the Rockies, the world disappeared into fog. The turquoise waters of Maligne Lake turned to silver, mountains vanished, and silence took over. Somewhere in the mist, an elk moved unseen. Above, a glacier cracked and groaned, a reminder of millennia passing. And then, out of the haze, a glimpse. A small cluster of pine trees rising from an island, the mythical Spirit Island. A place so beautiful, so haunting, it feels like it belongs to another world. Often called the jewel of Jasper National Park, Spirit Island isn't always an island. For much of the year, it's a peninsula, connected by a thin strip of land, but its isolation only adds to its mystery. In 1960, Kodak displayed a giant image of it inside New York's Grand Central Station, and the world fell in love. Decades later, Apple used its image to promote the iPad. It's appeared in films, ads, and postcards. But few realize that this world-famous island is off-limits, except to the indigenous people who call it sacred. To the Stoney Nakoda Nation, Spirit Island has another name, Githni Mi Makoche, the Healing Island. A place of immense spiritual power, where ceremonies once connected earth, water, and sky. Barry Wesley, a Stoney knowledge keeper, explains, "The Creator gave us the responsibility to care for this land. For thousands of years, we held ceremonies here, until we were forced out when Jasper Park was created in 1907. Today, the Stoney people are returning, performing healing ceremonies once again on their ancestral land. For them, Spirit Island isn't just a view. It's a living spirit. More than a century ago, an explorer named Mary Schaefer Warren followed a hand-drawn map from a Stoney hunter named Samson Beaver. Her journey led her to discover the lake, and she called it the finest view any of us had ever beheld in the Rockies. Her writings helped protect this land for future generations. But while the world gained a national park, the Stoney people lost their home. Families like Samson Beaver's were forced out to make way for Jasper Park. Now, over 100 years later, his great-great-great-grandson, Barry Wesley, continues his ancestors' legacy, sharing Spirit Island's story with the world. Further north, the Athabasca Glacier, once hundreds of meters thick, is vanishing fast. Each year, it retreats another 9 meters, melting into rivers that feed the valleys below. Indigenous guides like Tim Patterson now lead visitors across this fragile landscape, reminding them, "These glaciers gave us life. They are the reason everything exists here." The land that once froze with time is now disappearing before our eyes. Across the Rockies, indigenous communities are reclaiming their role as caretakers of these sacred lands. Guides like Lauren Moberly and Matricia Bauer now lead visitors through ancient trails, sharing stories long erased from maps. After devastating wildfires, the Stoney returned to Spirit Island, performing healing rituals to help the valley recover. Their message is clear: we must listen to the land again. At dawn, Spirit Island reveals itself differently, veiled in mist, surrounded by silence. There are no crowds, no cruise boats, only stillness. The Stoney say that if you approach quietly, you can feel its energy, as if the island itself is whispering stories of the past. "Take your time," Wesley said. "Listen, and it will tell you a story. Leave no footprint, and it will tell it again." Spirit Island may be off-limits to touch, but not to feel. Because some places aren't meant to be conquered. They're meant to be respected, remembered, and protected.